Good afternoon, WICR, and welcome to Final Whistle. I'm your host, Kevin Walsh. Alongside me, David Giacomino. Dave, how you doing today?
Good as always.
Excellent to hear it. Now, I want to introduce today's topic quickly by kind of giving a little introduction here. Right now, there is quite a difference between the Eastern and Western conferences in the NBA. The Western Conference, they are 10 teams deep and very, very competitive teams. When you look at the East, there really are a lot of teams that don't deserve to be in the playoffs. A lot of teams are not over 500, and it's kind of embarrassing. Due to this, and because this was also how it was last year, Adam Silver has kind of been talking about maybe a switch. The six division winners, 3 per conference, would get in, and then the remaining 10 teams would just be whoever has the best record. Kind of pretty much doing away with the whole conference aspect of the league. Now, Dave, I want to ask you, do you think that is a good idea? Is it fair to these teams out west who have better records than Eastern Conference teams, even though the Eastern Conference teams still make it in? Or does it kind of take away from the game by getting rid of this whole conference thing?
I think it would be interesting to see what happens because, you have teams like last year's Phoenix Suns who, they won 48 games last year and they missed the playoffs. And they would have been a 5 seed or a 4 seed depending on the tiebreakers last year in the Eastern Conference. And it's kind of it is unfair. I think it's unfair. So this is something I definitely would be open to because it creates a lot more good teams in the playoffs. It creates a lot more, there's not going to be a lot more sweeps anymore. There'd be a lot more competitive series with these better teams, and I think we would create better basketball. And at the end of the day, I think that's what Adam Silver wants, better basketball.
I'm not sure. I'm not really sold on the whole idea. I just think that the conferences are the way the league's been, and to change it would maybe be just a bit too drastic of a move. Because this is the thing, you got to think Eastern Conference teams are going to be right now on the decline. Eventually, they're going to get the young draft picks, and they're going to move up in the ranks, and eventually, things will even out. You just have to kind of wait and let things run their course, I would say. And I think that, it kind of could just be jumping the gun. I know these past 2 years there's been a large difference, but, I think they should wait it out and let the Eastern Conference work their way back to having 8, 9, 10 competitive teams.
Yeah, but we don't really know when that's going to be. But we could see teams start to get competitive soon. Like there's some solid players coming in this year's draft. A lot of teams have cap room. So we'll see what that happens, but there's no guarantees. With this new format, there'd be a lot more guaranteed competitive teams in the playoffs. And I'm kind of really sick of going into the playoffs and going 1 versus 8. That's a sweep. One seed's gonna sweep them, no question. If anything, they go to 5 games. We've been saying that for the past 3 or 4 years. The 1 and 2 seeds are gonna sweep the 8 and 7 seeds, and it's happened. And I think that doing this new format would change that. It'd create a more competitive series, and it would create better playoff basketball.
I think you do make a good point there. I just think that it might be jumping the gun a bit, and I think that they, I think they'd be better served running their course. But that is not the main topic here. We're here, though, for the All-Star Game. It's coming up this weekend, Sunday, here in New York at the Garden. And basically, we're going to kind of be playing a what-if scenario. If this were to happen and be the case, they would probably see the All-Star Game take a play out of the NFL's playbook and do a draft. They'd probably maybe get legends, and they would have the coaches, whoever it may be, and they would draft an All-Star team regardless of conference. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to flip this coin. We're going to get first pick to either me or Dave, and it would go, if Dave gets first pick, he gets 1, then I get 2, 3, then he would get 4, 5, and so on until we have filled out and picked the 24 All-Stars throughout this entire game. So Dave, flip that coin and let's see who gets first pick.
Let's see. Nothing's rigged here, folks. We're doing it live.
No conspiracy theories.
Oh, you gotta call. Yeah, call something.
I'll take heads.
You gotta call it. I dropped it. We called that was gonna happen before the show happened. And it is heads. So you have.
There we go.
You have the first pick.
There we go.
It is heads.
I'll take it. Okay. So I'm gonna get things started off by taking the best player in the NBA. Also, I think we should probably mention that we're going to kind of, go about this in an all-star game aspect here. We're not necessarily building a championship team. We're building the best all-star game formatted team. And I think that LeBron James is the most electrifying player. All the dunks, can make all the plays. And I think that, and also you have to understand they do play serious basketball for like the last 5 minutes, and LeBron James can defend. So obviously I don't think I really even have to justify it, but LeBron James first.
These first couple of picks will be kind of easy for both of us. You pick LeBron James. I have no problem taking Kevin Durant as my first pick. And Kevin Durant, MVP last season, probably the best scorer in the NBA. He's stated this past week that, he's played, hasn't played that many games as many as the other All-Stars. He said, whoever wants my spot, play me one-on-one, and he'll beat them.
And honestly, I would assume 99% of the league, Durant's going to come away with that victory.
Oh, yeah.
But now the pick is also back to you.
It is. I'm going to go with the young gun here, Anthony Davis, as a forward position. Anthony Davis is a monster, and this competition is a lot of dunking, and dunking scores a lot of points in this game. And Anthony Davis is going to come out strong, and he's going to have a great game.
That is that's a good point there. Now, with these next two picks, I'm going for a pair of guards. To me, regardless of the order you place them in, I think the two best point guards in our league today, and I think I would probably consider them both top 5 to at least top 6 players. I'm going to take Stephen Curry, and I'm going to take Russell Westbrook.
Your boys.
Okay, Stephen Curry is made for, this All-Star game, come down and just take about 5 threes in a row. If he gets hot, honestly, I'm really excited for this All-Star game. I think Curry might just kind of go on and put a show out there. And then you want to talk about dunks. Russell Westbrook, the most electrifying point guard in basketball, so athletic. He can shoot the ball. He's been on a tear lately. So for my team, I'm taking Russell Westbrook and shoring up the guard position.
All right, cool. I can't complain there. But I'm gonna come back with 2 guards of my own. My first guard, James Harden, arguably the MVP of the season, having an outstanding season. I'm gonna go with him for my first pick.
I have James Harden, just to say, as of my MVP as of this halfway mark.
Yeah, he's been playing outstanding. So I'm taking him, and then I'm going to take the MVP of last year's basketball game, Kyrie Irving, as my point guard.
Very nice, very nice. Now, considering the team that you cheer for this man to be left available, a little surprising. He's playing on his home floor. My personal prediction for the real All-Star game is this man is going to put on an absolute show. Carmelo Anthony. I mean, could you ask for a better player at having an All-Star game? He's going to come down
he's going to put on a show.
The lights out. Now, that right there is going to create some trouble for your team as far as figuring out who's going to be guarding who. So I got Carmelo, and I think it's time to complete this starting 5, shoring up that center position. And I'm taking the guy who got in as a reserve, and that's Boogie Cousins.
Oh, that's surprising.
I think that he is an elite talent, and I think we are really seeing the emergence of DeMarcus Cousins. He's currently averaging 24 and 12, and he can make all the post moves, can step out, beat a post defender off the dribble. He can really rebound the basketball. I would say that our Kentucky big men going up against each other is going to be a marquee matchup for the next 10 years of basketball.
Oh, yeah. No question about it. Cousins is having a great season. I'm interested to see. I don't think he's going to do anything special in this game. So
that depends on minutes.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. My 2 picks, I'm going with my boy, always an underrated player in my eyes, LaMarcus Aldridge.
Excellent pick. I love LaMarcus Aldridge.
He's always an underrated player, and I feel like he's going to have a solid game. He's not like a flashy guy, but he'll always give you those solid minutes and solid points. So that's what I'm going with there. So I believe our starting 5s are done. So we're going with our 6th man, and I'm going with, let's see. I think I'm going to go with my boy, John Wall.
Stole my pick.
Oh, yeah. John
Stole
Wall.
my pick. That's my boy right there.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely committed the robbery. Very upset. But I think I have a response. How about Klay Thompson?
Oh, yeah.
37 and a quarter. what a performance he put on already this year. And he's been the running mate to Steph Curry. He's been absolutely phenomenal. And for my next pick, I'm going to grab another big man, and I'm going to someone who's really, I would say maybe the pickup of the year off-season-wise, Pau Gasol.
Yes.
Has been absolutely amazing for the Chicago Bulls. He's just doing so many things for them: defense, rebounding, scoring. And in an All-Star game, Pau Gasol is a flashy enough player to add some flair, some international flair to the Walshinators.
Walshinators. Oh, okay.
That's trademarked, by the way.
Okay. I'm going to go with your boy, Chris Bosh.
Okay.
And I feel like, he's having a solid season, proving me wrong. I'm always well known as Chris Bosh hater, and he's having a good season. The team is just not having that great of a year. That's probably why the spotlight's not on him. But nevertheless, I'm going to go with Chris Bosh.
Yeah.
And for this next pick, I'm going to go with the guy that just got put in, but he's going to put on a show. It's Kyle Korver.
What?
My man.
Wow.
Yeah, my man is shooting 55% from the 3-point line. 55. Wow. I know who you thought I was gonna pick. But
wow.
Don't.
Wow. All right, so now I'm gonna take who you should have picked.
No, I know.
I'm gonna take Damian Lillard because I'm telling you right now, is gonna make an absolute statement. Even though he was the last one to get in, if Steve Kerr puts him in, I promise you, Dame Lil is going to go out there and just ball. He's going to absolutely ball. And I think for my next pick, I need another big man. And who better than the brother of my already current player, Marc Gasol? You just put those two in, they'll pass back to each other and tell some childhood stories. In Spanish, they're going to throw off the guys, and it's going to be an absolute dominant performance from the Gasol brothers.
Okay. Not bad. I'm going to take another underrated player, Paul Millsap. No one talks about him. The Hawks are having an insane year, and he's leading this team. So I'm going to take Paul Millsap. So that leaves, let's see. Oh, I'm taking Jimmy Butler, my next pick. Jimmy Butler is another guy. He's having a solid season. Of course, he actually took a big step up this year. Last year into this season, big step up.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, we're getting down the stretch here.
Yeah, we're getting close here.
And for some reasons, a man who by some I think could still be considered the best point guard in basketball.
I know, no. Get out.
I personally don't. I don't think he is. I think he's still third. So the 3 fits very nicely for him, and I got to take Chris Paul.
Oh wow, he wasn't taken?
No.
Oh wow.
See, and
you lose track here.
See, that's what happens. You pay attention, you play it smart, and you get it yourself a steal, and that's what the Walshinators are all about. Smart, strategic drafting. We have the best floor manager. He always comes out, takes a couple ankles come All-Star game, and that's just a great selection for our team. My next pick, if I'm not mistaken, still on the board. I could be wrong here, but I'm going to go with the big man, Al Horford.
Yep, he's still there.
Former Florida Gator, former national champion, knows how to win, knows how to play in a team system, obviously, because the impressive run that the Atlanta Hawks all of a sudden are making. Cannot understand how this is happening because no one saw this coming. I think Al Horford had a lot of team chemistry to the squad.
Okay. Can't complain.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, are we down to...
Yeah, I think there's only 2 guys left.
Is there 2? Oh, yeah, there are 2 guys left.
I have no problem them joining my squad. And a very underrated player, Kyle Lowry. Very underrated. Just as you said, how do we forget about him? Last year into the end this season, having a great year. There were teams last year that were looking for trade for him because he was having such a good year.
Absolutely.
I'll gladly take him on my squad. And
he's starting, and I believe there are 2 guys left.
Oh, there's 2 guys left. What is Jeff? Who is it? Jeff Teague.
I don't really want to help him out here. I'm trying to get a late round steal. Just take your boy Jeff Teague, and I'll just finish it off.
No, there's somebody else. Who's that?
Just take Jeff Teague.
There's only one guy left.
All right, so you take Jeff Teague.
Oh no! Oh wow!
We almost had a steal. We almost had a steal.
Wow! This guy's not a flashy guy, but how did we forget about Timmy Duncan?
Best power forward of all time.
Yeah. Wow.
Almost had a steal. I
would have been very disappointed if I didn't see that. I'm telling you that. I would be very disappointed if I did not see my man Tim, because I've always defended him, the best, as you said, best power forward ever. My man finishes off my team.
So I'm left with Mr. Irrelevant, and we're gonna gladly add Jeff Teague. Plenty of chemistry with Al Horford. I love the pick. You know what? He's gonna come out with something to prove in this game, and he'll put on a good performance for the minutes that he plays.
All right, so our teams are done. Let's name your starting five now. You have
my starting five was established within these first 5 picks, and I think I have quite the 5. At the 1, bringing the ball up, I got Steph Curry, the best 3-point shooter. Might go down as the best 3-point shooter ever. At my 2, I got someone who could probably naturally play the 2, Russell Westbrook. You gotta love that right there. I think he's the 3rd best player in basketball. At my 3, I got the best player in basketball, LeBron James. Nothing more needs to be said. At the 4, I got your boy Melo, coming out to do damage, beating players off the wing, jab step, pull the 3. And at the 5, I got Boogie Cousins. A sleeper. I don't know how many people are going to be banking on it, but I got Boogie Cousins.
He's starting.
Starting. That pick was no mistake. It was very strategic.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to tell you what's wrong with your team. Russell Westbrook's at the end of the game going to be coming down. LeBron's going to be like, hey, give me the ball. Shot. Brick.
Now, see, that's completely not going to happen. Because you got to understand, LeBron always has the ball in his hands, and that's the difference between him and Durant. LeBron brings it up. Durant doesn't seem to do that. LeBron won't stand for that. Plus, it doesn't matter because we got Melo or Curry taking that last shot of the game. If it even came down to it, that's assuming that the Giacaminos put up a fight.
We're gonna win the game. How about that?
Oh, we'll see about this.
We're gonna win the game.
We'll see.
All right, my starting 5 is better. We're just better. Overall team chemistry, overall system play, we're better. And I'm coaching this team. All right, well, I'm leading them to the victory.
So let's hear this. Let's hear this masterful 5.
At the 1, you have the MVP of last year, Kyrie Irving, right there, right off the bat. All-Star game. He's perfect for the game.
Not better than Steph Curry.
But what has Steph Curry done in All-Star games previous seasons? Nothing.
So right now you take Kyrie over Steph
in an All-Star game, yeah.
All right, you don't even believe that yourself. Next,
I'm gonna go with John Wall at the 2.
Are you gonna not start James Harden? Or
we have a substitution.
See, I gotta coach this kid's team, and how is he gonna tell me that he's gonna beat me?
All right, we're doing James Harden. I'm sorry, James Harden. I'm sorry. Fear the beard. The MVP of the league. That's 2 MVPs on my team. 2. At the 2. He's going to have an outstanding game.
James Harden probably doesn't like you now because you made a mistake, and he might just come over and play for the Walshinators.
It's all good. I'm motivating him. Motivation.
Fair enough.
At the 3, the best offensive player in the NBA, KD, Kevin Durant. Come on.
Yeah?
It doesn't get much better than that. At the 4.
It does, though, in LeBron James.
Not pure scorer in an All-Star game, KD. At the 4, the best young player in the game, Anthony Davis.
Can't guard Melo.
He'll guard Melo.
Can't guard Melo.
He'll guard Melo.
Love Anthony Davis to death. Can't guard Melo.
He'll do just fine. Trust me.
Okay.
At the 5, my boy LaMarcus Aldridge.
Call it a tie.
As
far as him and Boogie Cousins.
No. He's just back. Thank you, and he's gonna have a day with Cousins.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
My bench is just better than yours. My team is better than yours. Your team just trash. You're trash.
Okay. You gotta love the back and forth. Now that is all the time we have. We're going to be posting the rosters on our personal Twitters. We're going to be not labeling them by team name because we all know that people just choose me because obviously it's going to go with Dave. And we're gonna be voting, so everyone just go out, vote on the rosters. When we come back next week, we'll see who had the who got more votes, and then we'll also be talking and recapping the game itself. Thank you for joining us here on Final Whistle. Walsh, Dave, see you next time.